are the foreign countries that are against the Filipino cultures. So, first, we have Saudi Arabia. Because of its strict Islamic laws, influenced by Wahhabism, there can be clashes with Filipino culture. For instance, Saudis have conservative dress codes while Filipinos tend to dress more casually. Also, Saudi society enforces gender segregation in many places, which contrasts with a more equal treatment of men and women in Filipino households. Additionally, some Filipino religious practices like celebrating non-Islamic holidays or eating pork may not be allowed in Saudi Arabia. Second will be China. Because of territorial disputes like those in South China Sea, there can be tensions with Filipino culture. So these conflicts affect how people from China and the Philippines see each other, making cultural exchange harder. So despite the efforts to get along, these issues can create problems for both countries in understanding each other's cultures. And third will be United Arab Emirates or UAE. So while the UAE is a diverse country with many nationalities, certain conservative attitudes prevalent in some areas may clash with aspects of Filipino cultures. So despite the country's multiculturalism, conservative values, particularly regarding gender roles and social norms, may differ from those in the Philippines. So these differences could potentially lead to misunderstandings or tensions between Filipino expatriates and local communities in the UAE.
The second one is the North Korean culture. The authoritarian regime in North Korea promotes a rigidly controlled society where individual freedoms are severely restricted. This stands in stark opposition to the relatively democratic and open nature of Filipino culture.
Amish culture from United States. The Amish community in the United States practices a lifestyle characterized by simplicity, rejection of modern technology, and strong adherence to traditional values. This contrasts with the more technologically advanced and progressively minded aspects of Filipino culture. Japanese culture. While Japan and the Philippines share some cultural similarities, such as respect for elders, Japanese culture places a greater emphasis on conformity, hierarchy, and formal social norms. This can differ from the more laid-back and informal aspects of Filipino culture. And last, the Inuit culture from Arctic regions. The traditional lifestyle of the Inuit people who inhabit Arctic regions such as Greenland, Canada, and Alaska revolves around hunting, fishing, and living in harmony with nature. This differs significantly from the predominantly urbanized and tropical lifestyle of many Filipinos.
The country that consists of 7,107 islands, with 109 million people, that known by being hospitable, generous, religious, loving, and being resilient to whatever challenges may come. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Philippines.
And now, let us proceed the similarities between the Philippine culture and other countries. Personally, is that strong family ties and emphasize on respect for elders. This is common a trait across many cultures, but is hold a particular importance in the Philippines. Seafaring families often rely on each other for financial and also emotional support, and elders are revered for their wisdom and also in their experience. This is similar to other cultural and other maritime, like Vietnam, Indonesia, and Greece. And the second one is that deep religious beliefs and also tradition. The Philippines is a predominantly Catholic country, and religious faith plays a significant role in the lives of many Filipinos, including seafarers. This is often take a solace and also strength in their faith when facing the challenges of life at sea. This is also seen in other countries with strong religious tradition like and the Poland and also India, where seafarers often find comfort in their faith communities. And the third one is that resilience and adaptability in the face of challenges. Seafaring is a demanding and often dangerous profession, and the Filipino seafarers are known for their resilience and adaptability to adapt to difficult situations. This adaptability is also seen in other cultures that have faced historical challenges, like Japan and also South Korea, where people have developed a strong sense of perseverance. And the fourth one is that strong sense of community and support for one another. Filipino seafarers often create tight-knit communities on board ship and also on land. This support is rather through thick and thin, and this sense of camaraderie is essential for this well-being. This is similar to a strong sense of community found in other maritime cultures like Norway and also Iceland, where people rely on each other for survival and so harsh environment. And the last one is that it's all about the love for music and also dance and celebration. So Filipinos are known for their love of life and their ability to find joy in even the most challenges and circumstances. This is often expressed through music, dance, and also in celebration. This love for celebration is also seen in other cultures with rich artistic tradition like Brazil and also Mexico, where people find joy and express themselves through music and dance. Thank
Oh, hi. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Decadet Eric Obispo, and I'm here to talk about two Filipino cultures that I think that I frown about. This is just based on my perspective. The first one is the Filipino time. It is related to the manana habit. We Filipinos has our own unique brand of time, which is known to be minutes or hours behind the exact schedule. This behavior drives time observant foreigners to get frustrated. Why? Because we Filipinos tend to not observe punctuality at all. It is a dreadful habit that needs to be revoked, as it hinders productivity and progress. Not to mention that you're not only wasting your own time, but you're also wasting others' time. A situation like this usually happens on board. Let's say a captain asks you to be there at 0800 hours, but through the habituation of using the Filipino time, we Filipinos tend to be there before 8 p.m., like 1 minute before the time, and 1 minute after the time, or more over that. So this is a culture that we must stop and abolish. Now for the second one is the lack of self-discipline. Most Filipino have this passion of disagreeing the rules in order to prioritize their wants. This explains why Filipino lacks the discipline or fail to implement the rules, and it is something that is engraved in our very own culture. Let's say you go to a foreign country and it says that no jaywalking. Well, here in the Philippines, we usually don't abide by the rules. Usually we Filipinos just walk across the street, even there is a sign that says no jaywalking. In other countries, you would be forced to be imprisoned because you are not following the rules. So that is all from the report.
In the maritime industry, there are certain cultural attitudes or practices in the Philippines that may be frowned upon and can potentially affect work in this field. Here are three examples. The first one is the mañana habit or procrastination. Some Filipinos have been associated with the tendency to delay tasks or exhibit a lack of punctuality. In the maritime industry, timeliness is crucial. and delays or procrastination can have serious consequences for operations and safety. Employers may expect their Filipino employees to display a strong sense of urgency and responsibility in meeting deadlines and fulfilling their duties promptly. The second one is bahala na attitude. The phrase bahala na is often used to express a relaxed or fatalistic approach to life's uncertainties. While this attitude can sometimes foster adaptability and resilience, it may also be perceived as lack of proactive planning or risk assessment or risk management in the maritime industry. Employers may expect Filipino workers to exhibit a more proactive attitude towards safety protocols, preparedness, and risk assessment. Now, the third one is hierarchy and deference to authority. Filipino culture places a significant emphasis on respect for authority and hierarchical structures. While respect is generally considered a positive value, excessive deference to authority without questioning or providing constructive feedback can hinder effective communication and problem solving within the maritime work setting. Employers may participate in discussion, share their ideas, and engage in open dialogue to promote collaboration and innovation. It's important to approach these observations with cultural sensitivity and recognize that individuals vary in their attitudes and behaviors. Many Filipino maritime professionals excel in their roles and contribute significantly in the industry.